Oh, hello again, and welcome to another tutorial in camera and lens repair. And this time I'll try to show you how I can possibly fix a stock focus button in Lumix DMC-TZ100. And this camera really had a problem because one can actually not move the focus, the zoom button. So it will say this one. So what to do about it? Yeah, I have taken a look inside the camera just to see what I could find, and I actually found something which was not so good, but we need some tools to get in there and hopefully do something with this camera so it can come up and run again. Now we need a dentist tool, especially one with a flat end, a spade kind of. It's really good with working with the small things. I have made myself a sticky tweezer. It's really good to working with the flex cables because the rubber I have sprayed on is actually the the plastic dip, which is really good for making those end stiff. Sticky. So it works pretty good. And we need a small screwdriver. This is a Smoothie tools, which I have buy on ifixit.com. It's a set of four screwdrivers, crosshead JIS. As you can see, it's important because the screws that sit in here is actually JIS and not Phillips. We will need some cotton buds, some isopropylalcohol 99% or less, something like 70 or 90 or something, and we'll need some jab and hobby tool grade 10 grease. I know it's for helicos, but it also works with some work very good in some cameras. Most cameras actually. We will probably need some pencil or pen of different colors, because I will show you why. It will make it a lot easier to, when you disassemble, to set some marks somewhere in the camera and simply get it easier to assemble again. We will also need a tool. This is a special homemade tool, as I have actually made myself. It's actually made of one resistance, 6 watt and 1.3 kilo ohm. And the control lamp is from an old stove in the kitchen, and it's really good because it will discharge the capacitor in the camera for the flash, so no one will get hurt. So it's really good, easy to make. So let's jump into it. We need to unscrew a lot, just to say so. It's not an easy camera to come into because we need to go under here. But before we come to that, we'll disassemble the whole camera. Take out the lens, the back, the display, the front and the top cover. So I wonder why can they not make them so a little more easy when they construct them. Now, some screws have to be unscrewed. It will say 1 here on the side, 2 on the bottom. Also those 2. There is 1 hidden behind the HDMI cover here. It will say 1 here, and there's 1 up here. So let's just jump out and do something. Probably make the screwdriver magnetize. Is a easy way to actually hold the screws when I assemble it again, or disassemble. It can sometimes be a little easier, but some of the screws here are a little, just the way it is. Now put them in an order so you can actually find the screws. Know where the screws is actually sitting in the camera. So do it in a way you can figure out, okay, or you could draw something. I just put them on the table in an order, just like I should write something. So when I assemble the camera again, I know where the screws sit. It will just make it a little easier. So and now the screw behind the HDMI. So there. I forgot something before I go into it. If you do not wear gloves, remember to have a anti-static wristband, so nothing really bad things happen. Just to mention that. So, and then the back cover is actually off. It's actually quite easy to get off. Just have to wiggle a little with it when you take it apart here. So just to move a little, and then it will come off. The flash will pop up because the lock pin sits in here, so it has to stay there all the time. A bit annoying, but well, it's not a big problem. And now we need to take off the take out the circuit board here with all the buttons. So you can just put it that way and lift it up. So it has to sit like there. So you push it in. So the pin on the top is in, and the hook here on the side is in here. So just push it out. You can use a tool. So just lift it off, and then under there is actually a connector for the flex cable. So keep the circuit board here, and then lift up the little lock here. So, and then it's actually free. So then you can just pull it out gently. And now we need to we have to be take care of the flex cable here on the side, because when taking off the plate here, you can see part of it here. You need to push the display all the way, I mean just a little, because it's locked in place by those hooks here. So you push it a little and flip it up and turn it over. Do not just pull it out. No. So now we need to take off 2 screws on this plate here. There's 1 screw here and another one here. You can just zoom in a little. Just a little. I have set a mark here just to remember. I mean, just to show you how one can remember how it should sit there and there. There is maybe a repair manual out there somewhere. I don't know. I haven't found it. So the 1 screw that sits here is a bit lower than the other one, which has a bigger head. So you can see here. Oh. So the 1 screw with there's kind of some red thread lock. It sits on here. The other one sits, come on, up here. And now it's possible, take care of the flex here. It's possible to actually lift up the plate here. Just lift it up a little. It should come off quite easy. So, and this little plastic thingy here should sit on the inside here. It's for the, so sits there. Now, then it should be possible to lift out the plate here. So it is. This has to sit on is a kind of a rubber, special cooling rubber to transfer, make some transportation of the heat from the circuit. I mean the main CPU. And now we have a lot of flex cables, but I will just pull off the display here. So just lift up this connector, the black one, and then gently pull it out. So then the display is free. And now we need to take out the speaker here, which sits down here. It can maybe sit a little kind of maybe a little sticky, but you can just turn it a little and then pull it out. So now all the flex cables, and there is a lot here, we need to actually take off the circuit board. So just unlock the connectors there. This one over here is a little different, the white one, but still the same type of lock. Take care of the small component here, not damage them. If you do, well, you have a problem. So lift it up, and then this here, this one over here, and there's actually one underneath this one. So we can just take that out. So, and here you can see the next tiny connector. Lift it up. So, and now the other up here is the small connectors here, which you just pull out. So, and the last one here. So, and then the big connector here, this one over here. So, and this big one here. So, we forgot this one here. So it's off. So all connectors are, all flex cables are out of their connector. So before taking it apart, just set a small, because there are so many holes, you could probably get confused, I don't know, but just to help you. There's one screw here, set a mark. One screw here, set a mark, and the last one is here. Those three screws hold the main board. And the screws are the same length, so it's not a problem. And the one sits under here. So, oh, come on, little fellow. Now, to lift out the circuit board, one can hold in one end. Take care of the connectors here for the HDMI and the USB, because then you can lift it up and with a tool push a little and then take it out. This is how it looks, and we just put it here with the three screws. Now we continue, because in this camera we cannot just take off the top cover here, because it's part of the front here. So I need to take out the lens assembly and also this plate here, copper plate. And again, I set some marks here where the screws has to sit. It will just make it easier when assemble it. There is a little copper tape here which we need to actually take off. So, and oh, I forgot, there is one more screw here on the side. It will say this one down here. So we also need to take that out. And there are different lengths of the screws, so put them in a order where you can find the correct length. So there's a tiny one here. This one is actually a small one, tiny, as you can see, hopefully. It has to sit up here, and the last one, which is the same as the other three, the other two. So now take out the copper plate. It looks like this. And now we actually look into the back of the lens assembly. And the lens assembly is actually held in place by one screw and one plate, it will say here. So I set a mark here, so I remember there sits a screw down here, and you will probably also remember that. There's only one screw, no matter what other screws around here, there's only one that holds the lens assembly in place, which you will see in a moment. So one screw, away with that, and this piece of aluminium, where you can see, is put down here. And now the lens assembly is actually free. So when taking it out, do a gently press on the side here, here or there and there, but not on the inner here. It's only out here and there. So it will simply pop out the lens assembly, which is quite easy to take out. It should be quite easy. So, and do it gently because of the small flex cables here. So out with that. Looks like this one. And put it somewhere. Now, the next thing is to actually take out some screws on the back here, because then we can actually take out the top, it will say, from here all the way over here to there. So by unscrew two screws, remember to set a mark here, and remember to set a mark here with this screw. It will say there. We could just paint the screws blue, and there. So that's easy. And then unscrew them, because then we are actually closer to the to the things we go into. So there, and then I take out the inner, it will say, this part here. and take care of the flex cable, especially this one here, because there is a kind of a hook. So if you just pull it out, you could, you could actually break this tiny flex cable. So by actually lift it up a little over, so you can see it there, and then take out the inner part here. So, and there it is. So it looks like this here. Put it somewhere we also have the screws. And then we are a little closer actually. And there's one screw here on the side for the strap. We'll say this one, this ear here, where there's sitting one screw. And out in this strap holder. And now we are actually a lot closer to what we actually need to do, is taking out the part here. So I thought there was some screws in here that hold it, was screwed into the top part here, but no. So I figured out, and this flex cable here, take care of it, needs to be pulled down here a little. Just bend it a little. Now this part up here, we need to actually pull out and down, so it will get free from the top plate here. So by moving it, wiggle a little with it, and take care of the flash here, because we need to do so, and then it's out. Now the more delicate stuff comes now, because there are plenty of small parts. This screw has to come out, this screw, and this, and this one has to be unscrewed fully. Remember, there are different lengths, so put them in a group where you can find them. This one is a short one, sits here. The two screws here sit with this plastic cover. We'll say this one. So there. And then the plastic cover will come off. So. And keep the screws in the group where you can find them. Now next, there is also a flex cable, of course. There is a lot of this connector here needs to be taken out, so take care of the flex cable, and then have a good grip on it, and then pull out gently. So it's not a problem, but just keep it keep it in mind that it is some kind of fragile. Now the next thing is here, this little plate with 3 screws and one on the side. So this screws come out, this one here, oh, and this one. So when taking off the this plate here, there is a plastic wheel with some arms on that we need to set a mark so it will come in correct again. Not incorrect, but correct in. So this plate is now loose, so lift it up gently. So looks like this. And now the wheel I actually talk about. I have set some marks in here. We can also take this strap holder, somewhere here, and I have actually set a mark here so I know where this star wheel looks like a star. So when it sits correct, I mean, maybe it doesn't matter, but the shift, I mean the contact here, has to actually do something when you turn this wheel, as you can see here. So I set a starting point here where I know where to sit, and I also set a starting point here and on the circuit board, because then I know exactly where it should sit when it is in correct place. Of course, when I turn this wheel one fully revolution, I will not have the same position. It doesn't really matter. The main thing is that this one sits correct in respect to the switch here. It will say it does not have to sit, let's say, I can take it out, then put it down again. I think it cannot sit wrong. No, it's actually impossible to set it wrong because, well, just the gear wheels. But that's good. Now, this wheel, it doesn't really matter how it sits. It can sit whatever it is, but we can just have a reference point that is there. Now, next thing is actually to take out the circuit board here. There's a kind of a lock hook down here, this right there. So when taking it out, one have to, where do we have it here? Actually bend it a little. I will say something like that to open the plastic thingy, and then it should be actually possible to lift up the circuit board here and hopefully take it out. But there is another thing. The 2 wires here for the flash electronic over here, we also have to actually bent the circuit board a little. Now you maybe ask, okay, what about this, the capacitor? Yeah, you can see it sits here, and there are two solder point which sits here is actually on full power, so I would like to try this and see if I can discharge the capacitor. Hopefully it can. Yeah. Oh, it goes so fast, but my tool here was actually lighted up very short. So, and then it's actually discharged. Sorry, it was out of frame, but now I'm guaranteed there is no power on this little capacitor. So now we can actually lift up the circuit board here, take care of small contacts, switch, and so on. So we lift up this one, actually bend it a little, take care of the flex, just put it there, and then move it over to here where it's safe. So now we have access to the thing that is actually the problem, which will say the underside of the zoom button, but it's really stuck. So, and it is also the switch, I mean the push button, I mean the shutter button, sorry, which maybe will come out, I don't know, since I haven't taken that apart yet. Now, so we simply take the two screws out, so this one, oh, it gets more loose because of there's more space for the parts to move. Now there could be some spring in here, I don't know, but take out the plastic parts. Whoa, it's tiny. There was actually a spring, which I will show you in a very shortly. The problem is where to put this top cover. There's a tiny spring here, and this is the underside of the plastic part. You see, I think there has been dropped some soda or whatever drink. So let's see if I can actually take out the part by pushing it gently. Yeah, it comes out. And then it's actually free. And here we have the hole, which could be very sticky. It doesn't look like. So there may be other issues. But this one. Oh, I just forget. This tiny window is actually sitting here. It's for the little LED, which make the small light on the camera. So what's actually going on here? Yeah, there are some stickiness. Yeah, it's actually some, it looks like it's some strawberry drink, or maybe a kind of a slush ice or something like that. I don't know. But let's see the actual shutter button here. Yeah, I will just do some cleaning, and hopefully it's more than enough. So by using some isopropyl alcohol, just a tiny amount, it will do a lot. Oh, no problem. Sometimes working with gloves is not the very easy way, but so it is. So I will simply just clean the inside here. Do another go. So it will, yeah, you can see there are some red stuff on, so there has been some kind of soda in here. Which has been sitting there. So one of my friends asked me to, okay, can you fix this? I say, yeah, I will try. The camera has actually been in Poland to try to fix, and they said, okay, that will be very expensive. Well, if we can make it under 1 hour, I would say it's fine, and I think we can. Just need the cleaning here, and then the adds tiny amount of lube, so it will be fine again. It looks like the sticky soda something will disappear. There's also something on top. Yeah, it comes. Now it's getting much better. So if you drop something soda or whatever drink which contain sugar, this could be the way you could fix it. Yeah, it's better. So now we're almost there. Only thing I need to do is to actually clean the shutter button slash the zoom button. Yeah, there are really a lot of stuff in here. So hopefully this camera will come back to life, which I hope, and then save a lot of money. which is a good thing. The shutter button is actually okay. It's just the zoom button that's not so good. I will just press this so it can go down to where it is really, there's not so much space down there. So let's see if we can make it. So I think it's fine for now, and hopefully it will work. So now add a little, just a tiny amount of grease. Oh. Some hobby tool, grade 10. Just a tiny amount, it doesn't have to be that much. Where's the top cover here? So I will just add it on the top of the in here. Doesn't have to be a lot. So now I think it's fine. And then I can add, just load my screwdriver with one screw, and no, this part is actually fine. So I will simply put this in the shutter button. Oh. It's really slippery. Oh, gosh, there. Oh, come on. Now, little fellow. Simply put it in. And then add the plastic plate. It will say this one here, and it has to sit like this, and it can only sit in one position. So there's a small hole and there is a bigger hole there, so this part can only sit there. Oh yes, and then I forgot one thing, the little spring. So where should it sit? Okay, yeah, I see the point. So when adding this one here, we will move this. It's still very sticky. That's weird. Okay. That was not expected, but I will say it should sit there. Yeah, it's fine now. And then the little spring, where should it sit? Yeah, I would guess it should sit like something up here. Oh. Come on, little fellow. Difficult. Oh, come on. Not easy. Okay, here we are. Well, at least I think so. And I think, just my guess, since I do not have a repair manual for this camera, but I think it should sit like this. And now, this one should be possible to add. So, come on. Oh, there? Yes. And here we are. That's great. Now on with the one of the screw, and then whew. So that's fine. Oh, that's actually very good. So it works. That's great. Huge sixes. So I can just add the other screw and then all the way back. So, and then remember the little, this tiny little window has to sit in here. It doesn't matter how it sits, since it actually it can only sit in one position. If it's possible to put it in. Oh, come on. There, little fellow. Sometimes those plastic parts are not the best to work with. And now we can actually put it in. Flip this. Oh, flip this flex cable over, and then we have some switch underneath. The shutter button here, the zoom button is there, and this is the main selector. So we can just put it in. So there, and hopefully it's, here we are, back on track. And now I will just put in so I have a kind of things sit where they should, like the tiny screw. So, and it sits there. And now the star wheel, over whatever name it has. And as you remember, I set some marks. So there, it sits correct. So on with this plate with one of the screws, actually. And first we need to put in the strap, camera strap holder here. So, and it sits there. And on with the little plate here. So, and everything should be fine. So we are in more safe position than this tiny screw comes on here. Hopefully it's possible. So, and how does it actually? Nah, not good. There may be more stuff in there that I expect. So, another go. Sometimes it's not easy to think, okay, will it work or not? So just do it again. So it is when working with those tiny cameras. So I will simply just do another go and off camera, and then come back sooner. So there. This tiny plastic thingy, and then simply do another go. It was too much of stuff in here, but now I know where the spring should sit, which is quite good. And you will probably see when I lift up this plastic part where the spring should sit. And out with the zoom shutter button, just to see what's actually happened, because I can see there is a lot more than I just expected at first. So I will just do some cleaning. We'll be back sooner. Okay, so we are back on track. I thought isopropylalcohol would be the best, but it wasn't. So I just used some plain water and of course a cotton bud, and then everything was fine and clean and it works. So in with the shutter zoom button, on with the little plastic lid. So it should sit. Come on, little fellow. So there. and there it is. Fine. And then on with the one of the screws, and then wow, and now it actually works. Fine. So now we go back to the normal working camera condition. The little window here goes in. So on with the circuit board. And hopefully we can put it in somewhere. There. This board can be a little tricky to put in because of the very short wire here to the flash. I mean, we could make it before. I mean, that first attempt to fix it, so we will make it again. Okay, here. Why is it so short here? That was weird. Okay. Is it the other way around? No, not at all. So we can see. Okay. So here we are. Whoa. Aha, the wire comes a different way round. So here we are. That's why. So it's now we are here. And now it should be fine. So now one screw on the, just to have it safe in place. So there. And now it's fine. Things has to just be wiggle a little, and then it will pop into place. And the button is fine. So that's great. I mean, oh gosh, one thing at a time. Now this plate and the camera strap holder, and of course the star wheel comes in. this part here. So, and now it's fine. Then the plate. And then all the other screws. So don't screw too hard, because this is really plastic. I mean, the plastic quality is actually okay, but still it is plastic. And now the last screw in the corner here, this plate. So, and now this cover for the parts here. And it can simply only sit in one position. So that's quite easy. The screws are the same, so there is not a problem there. So now, finally here, we just need to put this flex cable on the connector. Then push it in here, in the gap. So, and it has to be fully put in. So now, we just need the easy part, put it in the house, I mean the front here. Take care of the flex cable here when you put this top part in, and the flash also has to be bent a little, not bent but push down. So it's there, and take care of the flex cable here. And so it should be possible to actually put it in. Just need to put this part on here. What's going on here? Yeah. Well, it was easy to take out, and it should also be easy to put in again. well, what is actually going on here? Well, you see, sometimes it can be a little problem to put in things. No, that was weird. Okay, there. It could be the wire here. Yeah. Okay, I see. It was the top here that actually get into the plastic. So, but now it's fine. So we are now correct. Now the where do you go? This one goes in here. I could put it in here, but there shouldn't be any problem with that. Yeah. So I can just add the ear. So it's fine. There. So now it's much better. Then the parts in here with the battery chamber. In here. So let's see. Can just take care of the hook here. I mean this this hook here and the flex cable here. Not bend it too much. So that's it. And then in with this screw. And this one here goes in here. And then the lens assembly will go in. Take care of all the flex cables here. Not bend them too much. There's a kind of a sticky double adhesive tape thingy. So just hold the flex cable over here and then hopefully put in the lens mount. So, and it pops in correct place. Then we need the plate here for the that actually hold the lens assembly in place. It will say there. So and then the screw. that hold it in place is a deep in there. Oop, so. And now the copper plate comes in. And again, take care of the flakes, not to bend or press too much of them. And now it sits there. The tiny screw goes in here. So. And then the other three is all the same. And since I have set some small dots here, I know exactly where it goes in. So there I do not miss any screw when I'm done. So, and this connection, put it on. And now it's time to put in the circuit board. Which will be here. Remember to get all this flex cable so they're direct on top of the circuit board. And also take good care when putting in the HDMI and the USB connector. And this flex cable over here, especially the short one. So, and there we are. Okay, this one is a bit difficult to access. And it's good when setting small dots somewhere, because, well, if you might think, okay, should the screw sit there? No, it should sit there because of the mark. So that's why it is so important if you do not have a service repair manual and there's no one to ask. So now we actually only need to put in all those flex cables. So by adding them in, they should go all the way in and then flip down, push down the black bar. Some of them are a little difficult to access, so by some patient should be okay. All the way in, then push down This one is a little more difficult to get in, maybe. Be sure it sits, I mean, all the flex cables is in the connector. If not, it will not work. So, and this one. So there. No, it's not fully in. So now, so it's fine. There it is. And now they actually only miss 2. So it's now we also need to put in the small over here, so we miss some. So this connector here, and then so, and the small one here. And this one here, and actually the last one on the, so we only need this display, and of course this one has to sit there. So there it is, and then the display has to come on, and in the connector all the way in. And then this plate here comes on, and there it sits. So we only miss the back part. Gently flip the display over, and press it into place so it sits there. Now the tiny screw onto the right, and the little circuit board comes on, and then down the lock. So it sits like that. Now put in the, put down the circuit board here, So, and there the lock pin and the hook, and then push it in, then it sits. So we only missed the back plate. And this one comes somewhere from. Yeah, it sits here. Because the gray part here falls out, and then so there. So it's correct, has to sit here. Something like that. That's correct. Actually, it has to sit. Let's see. No, it can only sit that way. So, and on with this part again. And then we are actually almost done. So on with the back here. So there, bend it a little and then put in the, so it says click. And then we are there. Now, all the screws, the rest of the screws goes in. And then we are done. Wow. Long journey just for a zoom shutter button. But hopefully it will be a big success. There, and then we can just put in the flash. And the side screw here. So we are almost there. There, and so now get some. Wow, it's fine. So in with a battery, then and of course the clock has to be set, but we'll just do it later. Yes, so. And now you can actually see it works. Wow, that's oh gosh. And the zoom. So how about that? That's absolutely great. So it works. So actually that was fine. I'm happy. So now it's actually working again. That's super. So hope you enjoy the content. It took a little longer. I'm sorry for that. But since it's now working, it's all worth to disassemble it. So bye bye.